How y'all doing? Oh, man. These poor Ohio State fans, man. Don't you feel sorry for them? They keep getting their hopes up, and then they just keep getting let down. It's really getting sad at this point. It's not even really funny anymore. Well, who are we kidding? It's funny as hell. Every year's the year for Ohio State. Now, keep in mind, we're talking about a team that's won a grand total of 2 national titles in the last 50 years. But every year's the year. They think they're the kings of college football. They think they're some kind of royalty, and that people should just bow down and bend the knee anytime they're discussing Ohio State. It's just a complete joke. But once again, the Ohio State man has had his heart broken. Once again, the Ohio State man got their hopes up for something completely unrealistic. What is it with Ohio State fans and getting their hopes up for things that have no chance of happening? Like beating Michigan, winning their division, winning the Big Ten, winning a playoff game, beating Georgia, beating any SEC team really ever. They're 2-13 now. 2-12 in the postseason against. They're 2-12 in the postseason against the SEC, winning national titles every year's the year. They just keep getting their hopes up. C.J. Stroud might be coming back. Oh my God! The deadline is Monday, and he hasn't declared for the NFL draft yet. Oh, can you imagine if C.J. Stroud comes back? How good we'll be. We'll win the Natty for sure if C.J. Stroud comes back. Why? So we can lose to Michigan for a third year in a row? It's weird. They get their hopes up that C.J. Stroud will come back. Let's pretend for a second he did come back. Then you're just getting your hopes up again to be let down again. C.J. Stroud wasn't taking you where you want to go. I don't even know why does Ohio State man even want to end up in the playoff? You know chances are you're going to have to face an SEC team like Georgia or someone else, and you're just not going to win. But Ohio State man just continues to set themselves up, and I'm here to knock you over. That's pretty much the point here. Ohio, normally, you have to expression what it is. You set them up, I'll knock them down. Ohio State man sets it up himself. Y'all do this to yourself. You spend a week talking about how much it means for C.J. Stroud to be coming back, and oh my God, we'll be unstoppable. Well, he gives you one of these. Not even C.J. Stroud wants to spend one day longer in Columbus, Ohio, than he has to. Look, I've been there. Trust me. It ain't all of that. I can promise you. So it's no surprise to me that C.J. Stroud's getting the hell out. He's a top 10 NFL draft pick. Of course he's leaving. He got out of Ohio State what every other quarterback gets out of Ohio State. A bunch of meaningless stats and an invitation to the NFL where he'll likely fail like every other Ohio State quarterback in known memory. So of course he's leaving. But the Ohio State fans on Twitter and the internet and everywhere else with the C.J. Stroud is coming back routine, well, you got disappointed and let down yet again. The only people I know of that wanted C.J. Stroud to come back to Ohio State more than the Ohio State fans are Michigan fans. Michigan would have loved for C.J. Stroud to come back, wouldn't he? Golly, Michigan owns C.J. Stroud, and as long as he's there, they're going to own Ohio State. Look at this. Y'all are celebrating C.J. Stroud. What did he do in his time at Ohio State? He rode the bench for a year. The next year he played, lost to Michigan, didn't win his division, didn't win his conference, didn't make the playoffs. His third year there, didn't beat Michigan, didn't win his division, didn't win his conference, made the playoffs, but got absolutely humiliated by something called Stetson Bennett when he did get into playoffs. Can you imagine the misery of C.J. Stroud and the Ohio State man, all the hype that this guy has had, just 3-4 NFL first-round wide receivers that he's throwing the ball to. He shows up at a playoff game and gets outplayed by Stetson friggin' Bennett. Imagine the disappointment and the shame of Ohio State, man. You've got to live with that for the rest of your life. I don't care how long you live. C.J. Stroud is never beating Georgia. He's never beating Michigan. He's never winning his division. He's never winning a conference. He's never winning a playoff game. He's never beating Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett humiliated him in that playoff game. It's so funny. People talk about how C.J. Stroud played the game of his life in that game against Georgia. Well, Stetson Bennett outplayed him. The game is 4 quarters long. Nobody cares about what happened just in the first quarter or just in the first 3 quarters. A game is 4 quarters long. And my man, Stetson Bennett, outplayed CJ Stroud in that game. Just look at the stats. They had the exact same number of completions and attempts, okay? So that was the same, which means the percentage was the same. But Stetson Bennett threw for like 50 or 60 more yards. And oh, yeah, he actually won the damn game. In the fourth quarter, Stetson Bennett showed up and put on a clinic. I hope CJ Stroud and the Ohio State fans were taking notes during the fourth quarter of that game. The money quarter. The money quarter. The quarter where games are won or lost. Wow. Ohio State fans disappointed yet again. The laughing stock of the college football world. Have a good morning.